Welcome back, YouTube family. Before I begin this news story, remember to hit the notification button, like and subscribe to my channel to view relevant content. And please share with your friends and family as well. Let's get started. This is another heart-wrenching news story of a young, healthy, promising African-American man, Rasheem Carter, who was allegedly violently tortured and ending with R by 3 Caucasian men in a white pickup truck. 25-year-old Rasheem Carter lived in Fayette, Mississippi. However, he was working in Taylorville, Mississippi. When researching this town, it is not diverse at all. Many Black people have verified that the infamous hate group named with the 3 letters live and are quite active there. Historically, wicked racist acts are notorious in the state of Mississippi overall. According to news data, Rasheem Carter had issues with his employer. It's not certain what the particular problem was. The definitive issue isn't publicized yet. His mother, Tiffany Carter, shared that Rasheem Carter was reported missing since October 22, 2022. Afterwards, Rasheem Carter was captured on deer surveillance video in the woods without a shirt, wearing only pants and holding a long sturdy stick over his shoulder. Perhaps it was the only object he could find to protect himself. Tiffany Carter knows without a doubt that her son was in distress. The woods isn't a location where Rasheem Carter would roam or explore, especially in Taylorville, Mississippi. A few days later, Rasheem Carter frantically texted his mother. He specifically told her that the owner of the company and him did not see eye to eye. Rasheem Carter said if anything happens to him, the company owner is responsible. He told his mom there was a truckload of Caucasian men who were chasing him down. Plus, he went to the police precinct for help. Told them he was being chased by men trying to unalive him. And their response was, "You can't stay here." This is the type of town a person of color should never visit or work. Unfortunately, several months later, Rasheem Carter's remains were discovered in the same wooded area south of Taylorsville. These remains are his head, severed from the rest of his body, his vertebrae, and spinal cord. All of his remains were in different locations. He was hunted down. The family's attorney, Mr. Ben Crump, stated in quotes, "What that tells us is that this was a nefarious act. This was an evil act. Somebody, M, ending with R, Rasheem Carter. And we cannot let them get away with this." End of quotes. A typical response of the Smith County Sheriff Office is, in quotes, "No reason to believe foul play was involved." But the case was still under investigation. End of quotes. Everyone, I have read and heard about this nonchalant and apathetic attitude pertaining to the mysterious passings of African American males and females since the early centuries, when they were stripped of their African royalty, kidnapped and brought to foreign lands, to present time. We're hearing this every few months. Listen to this. The Carter's family stated that Rasheem Carter was allegedly dismembered, but the sheriff, Houston, said that animals could have, in quotes, very easily torn apart Carter's body after he passed away, end of quotes. Whoever committed this evil act made sure to be removed from the deer cam, perhaps with editing, or to end Rasheem Carter's life in an area out of view. The sheriff Houston said there was, in quotes, no evidence that suggested foul play when his remains were originally found until this date, end of quote. Presently, there isn't more evidence. Rasheem Carter's vicious ending is described as a modern-day lynching. His family has initiated for a federal investigation. Tiffany Carter shared with Insider that there was no doubt in her mind that someone took her son's life. A mother definitely knows in her heart, using her intuition, her spirit, she recognizes the horrible outcome of her baby. My heartfelt condolences for Tiffany Carter, additional relatives, and loved ones. May Rasheem Carter rest in peace and power. May justice be served. YouTube family, I have always fully supported the Passport Bros to leave the U.S. After learning about Rasheem Carter's savage ending, these men should leave in droves. Thousands of African American males and even men of color should leave this country to save their own lives. Yes, there are men of various races and ethnicities who move away to date and marry women, which is beneficial for one's overall life. And these men of color deserve to pursue the person that will potentially give them happiness and make their lives better as well. However, in the case of African American and men of color, especially men of African origin, it's a move that is necessary for survival. So any male that is contemplating the move or is in the process of moving abroad, this is the year to make it happen. Leave America permanently. We all know this tragedy happens all over the United States, in small towns, large cities, liberal and conservative states. Just get out to live in safety without the constant threat. For the African American men who stay here, maybe you must pay child support or have obligations in the U.S. or don't have the desire to live abroad. There are men here who are thriving in various professional industries in our country, as we know. However, there are some men of color who must learn how to love themselves and stop the violence within your own area of residence. Please seek help and therapy so you can heal and live here peacefully and safely. The parents, siblings, and family members will feel at ease knowing that their lives will have longevity abroad. What is the purpose of living in a country that makes you the number one enemy? There are so many systems against African American and men of color who want to live with a purpose. Instead, these men need to leave promptly and live their best lives abroad without returning. That's in my humble opinion. Please leave your comments below. I would love to hear from all of you. And remember to hit the notification button, like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million. Stay safe wherever you are.